Meet Dave Clapp. He's the director of DNR's Charlevoix Fisheries Research Station for Lake Michigan. Recently, we asked Dave about the changes he's witnessed during 20 years at the station.
The Great Lakes have really been changing a lot, and invasive species are one of the huge issues for us. A lot of the work we do now focuses on the effects of invasive species on species that are important recreational and commercially, or as part of the ecosystem. Some of the organisms that we're talking about had just gotten here when I started work, so things like zebra mussels and round gobies were just starting to show up, and the gobies have led to changes in nearshore fish communities where we've seen complete disappearance of several small nearshore fish species like darters and sculpins that were a big part of the community 20 years ago that we just don't find them at all now.
As Dave explained, the warming of our regional climate is another growing influence on Lake Michigan's fisheries.
But temperature's probably the clearest effect of climate change, and the increasing temperature has led us to observe changes in growth rates and changes in spawning times of fish. We work closely with a group called the Yellow Perch Task Group. It's a collaboration of researchers and managers from around Lake Michigan that are involved with yellow perch. Members of that group have found in Wisconsin waters that timing of yellow perch spawning has continued to move up in association with increasing water temperatures and earlier warming of the lakes. So that's a dramatic effect. The complete effect of that has yet to be determined even, but things like potential mismatch with food resources. So maybe the young perch won't have the food resources at that time that they would have normally had if they'd hatched 2 or 3 weeks later. Things like whitefish, another one that really we see a strong relationship between ice cover and the success of whitefish spawning and egg survival and young whitefish survival. Having greater ice cover in the wintertime protects whitefish eggs and other fall spawning and winter species that have their eggs overwinter in nearshore areas. As the lakes warm and you have less winter ice cover, there's potentially going to have more mortality on those eggs of fall spawning fishes. So again, it's one where we're seeing the effect on the ice, but the effects on the fish populations will probably occur over the next decade or so, and we're still monitoring those and determining exactly what the magnitude of those effects might be.